Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial for Ark Survival Evolved, and this time we are going over planting. Let me get this plant out of the way. This is getting in my way and it's aggravating me. Alright, so here are our crops. These are what you can do with them. First things first, you have to have three things in order to grow vegetables. You have to have either a small, medium, or large crop plant or crop plot. You have to have irrigation water, which as you can see from the piping that goes up and then down into the house, there's a water tap just the other side of this wall, and it just so happens that that water tap's placement happens to work for all three of these. They all have water based on it, and that's wonderful. Alright, and the third thing you have to have is fertilizer. Of course, there's another thing. You have to have the seed you want to plant, but you only need one seed, and you need fertilizer. How do you get fertilizer? From a compost bin. Now, all of the poops in this game provide a small amount of fertilizer. So let's take all these out since we've already made some fertilizer. And we'll go into a medium plot and we'll see that it's not fertilized. So we'll go into the fertilization and we'll put in a human. Alright, the human gives it 1,000 fertilizer. So we'll take it back and we'll go with a small dinosaur poop. Small dinosaur gives it 3,500. We'll take that back. We'll go with a medium poop. Medium poop gives it 7,500. Then we'll go with a large dinosaur poop, which gives it 15,000. Alright, of these poops, you can take them all and put them in a compost bin of any size, shape, or form, so long as there's 3 of them. I tend to use mostly medium because that's what I tend to find all over the place, or my own poop. I think it might use more human, 4 or 5 of them, and medium's 3, large might be as low as 2, I don't know. I'm just saying you need at least, 3 or 4 poops of each type in here in order to do it, and you need at least 50 thatch. It takes 50 thatch and 3 poop to make 1 bag of fertilizer. So I put a couple hundred thatch in here, and then just every time I see a dinosaur poop, I grab it. Usually you can keep a couple parasaurs and stuff like that on hand as tamed animals, and you can get poop from them enough to keep it full, and it will make your fertilizer. It takes about 45 real minutes in order to make a fertilizer. And then you can come out and you can put said fertilizer in these crop plots. So you just open up the crop plot, put the bag in there, and now it's got 54,000. Yes, it is a boost. It is better to use fertilizer than regular poop. 54,000. And then this one, 54,000. We're going to have to light our torch because it's starting to get dark. Sorry about that. Not much we can do. Game time is game time. Alright, so now all of these have irrigation. They all have fertilizer. That's 2 of the 3 things that they need. The last thing that they need is a seed. Now I have went ahead and preemptively picked up out of my things 1 of every seed. These are, let's drop that and get it out of the way. These are all of the seeds you can get right now. There's an amberberry seed, an azleberry seed, a tentaberry seed. Those are the 3, the red, yellow, and blue plants. There's mayberry seeds, which are the purple, narcoberry, which are the black, stemberry, which are the white. Now, these are your normally grown, normally you can get these seeds, these plants all over the place. All you have to do is harvest these 6. So it's not really in your benefit to grow them. You can just go farm them. Get a trike, tame it, put a saddle on it, ride a trike around, and you will collect hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these berries at low level. I think you only need to be like level 20 or so to get the trike saddle. So you can get somebody to make you one even if you need to. Now these seeds, not these seeds are the 4 harder to get, the ones you have to grow. Savaroot, longgrass, rockaroot, and citronal. These are the 4 that you have to grow for cooking, and these are used for cooking. All 4 of these. So, how do you do so? Well, you look inside, you put the seed in there. There goes the savaroot. Can't grow it. Why? Look at the seed. It'll tell you. Only in medium or large crop plants. Medium or large, medium or large, and medium or large. So these first crop plants are absolutely no use to you, the small ones, unless you want to grow these 6 easily obtained berries. What a lot of people do is they'll grow narco berries in them and then just put poop in them. And every time that they start growing, they'll come out and do that. Now, if you look there, it'll tell me it's 5,000 to 5,000. Water, the crop's narco berry seed. It's in seedling form. And its fertilizer is 53,980. Now we can come over here to a medium, and we can put in, say, a sava root. And that one's going to be growing, says the same thing, except it's growing sava root. And then a large. A large, we can grow, let's grow citronal in it. Citronal. Then we've got sava root. Then we've got narcoberry. So, okay, we've got 3 different planter types. Look, that's a bigger plant. What's the difference? The difference, supposedly, is how much they produce, how much they can hold. In other words, this one will produce like up to 6 or so, and then you'll have to pull them out. It won't grow. Maybe it's 12 or 10 or something. It won't grow anymore. These will grow approximately, in the large crops, approximately 14, and then you have to take them out. They fill up at about 14. So basically, you get enough to make 2 items that you would cook with it, and then you have to pull it out. Right now, unless you have a refrigerator, most of this stuff is really difficult to use and to control because it spoils so fast. The things that you grow spoil within 5 minutes. So even in one of those machines, the thingies that you put spark powder in, I can't remember what they're called, but it's like a humidifier type deal or a steamer. Even in those, it only like doubles, maybe triples the length of time. Basically, you'll lose more over time to spoil than you'll grow. It takes them longer to grow than that can keep them alive. So until you get a refrigerator, this farming stuff has to be grown for use. If you don't pick it from here, it lasts the longest. So leave it in your crop plot until you're ready to cook it. That means go get your cooking pot ready, get your water in there, get your other ingredients in there, get everything ready. Then run out here and grab the 5 or so of these that you need, run them inside, put them in the pot, start the cooking, and then you'll get your cooked item. We will go over cooking in another episode. This is just basic farming and how to get it. So that is how you farm in the game. That is how it is controlled. You can have as many of these as you want to. They are quite difficult to lay down, especially the large plot. They're very picky about where you can lay them. So prior to running your irrigation, it's highly advised to find a place where you can put 3 or 4 of these large crop plots, maybe 5. I run 4 on my main game. 1 for each of those seeds. Each of these 4 seeds. I've got the long grass, the rocker root, the citronal, and the sava root, all in a large, and they're all squared up next to each other, so it looks nice. And then I've got a water tap that comes in and spoots out water right here in the middle of them all. It's very difficult to try and keep more than about 4 going by yourself. If you're in a tribe, it's not so bad. But if you're trying to maintain fertilizer, you have to be careful because in an official server, anybody else can walk right up here and go just like this and take your fertilizer out. What happens if you get fertilizer? Well, you lose it. Let's see. Let's go over everything with the crop now. Notice how it's in seedling form. There are approximately, I think, 4 or 5. 1, 2. There's seedling. There's middling. There's growthling. And then there's fruitling. Those are the 4 stages of a plant. So you seed it, it becomes seeding. After a short period of in-game time, it will become a middling. After another short period of time, it will become a growthling. And then after another short period of time, it will become a fruitling. Now the way that these crops work is that if you lose water or it stops, no more fertilization, if the fertilizer runs out, they start working backwards. So it will then go from a fruitling to a growthling. Eventually it'll turn into a middling, then it'll turn into a seedling, and it will sit at seedling until you put either water or fertilizer, whichever it needs, back in it. So you can grow for as long as you need, then just let them go, and then at any time come back and put the stuff that you need into it to continue growing again. So say I just want to make 2 of those underwater breathing potions. Well, I could grow some, what is it that I need? I need long grass and sava root. So I could grow sava root and long grass, grow it long enough to get 10 or so. You need 5 per food. Say I want 2 of them. I grow them long enough to get 10 grown. Set up my pot for 10 to cook 2 of them. Put in all my other stuff that I need. Come out, grab the 10 of each. Take them inside, put them in the cooking pot, let it go. Bam, bam, bam. Then I can come take the fertilizer out and put the fertilizer up and then wait until I need it again. These will all slowly, over a period of about an in-game day or so, revert back to seedling, but that's not a big deal because I'm not wasting my fertilizer. I don't need them growing to just spoil. When you get a refrigerator, it's a different story. When you get up to where you've got electrical and you've got a refrigerator and a generator and all that stuff, then you can grow these nonstop. I've got 60 or 70 or so of all of them in my refrigerator because they don't spoil. They spoil in like 9 hours per. You can grow 14 in 9 hours. So you grow them, you keep growing them, you keep stacking them up. By the time any one's gone, you put 14 more in there. So it's well worth your, at that point, it's worth it. At this point, early in the game, doing crops is a lot of trouble, and it's more trouble than it's worth for most people. I mean, the benefits of the underwater breathing is awesome once you get to where you tame a megalodon and you're going looking for oil and stuff like that. But early on, you're not going to have a megalodon. You're not going to need any of this stuff. So as far as growing crops for food, don't do it. Grow it for fun, grow it for entertainment, grow it for whatever. And then when you get higher level, 40s or 50s, then it serves its purpose. You can make these high-end foods that give you a little bit more strength, give you a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that, so that you can, make something out of the stuff that you're getting. But all right, that's crops, that's fertilizer, the compost bin, irrigation, all that other good stuff. Hope this explains anything that you need. If you got any questions, as with all my tutorials, be sure and ask a question in the comment section. I'll get to it and answer it as soon as possible. And if you enjoyed this or learned something, please like, comment, subscribe, and have a great day.